Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Nip, and I will be your Feedback Friday host today. And today we'll be speaking with one of our upcoming APNPI judges for Accreditation, Angelica Sam. She'll be on the judging panel. And if you're interested in submitting your images, the deadline is August 25th. Hi, and welcome, Angelica.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and having me. I'm so excited.
We are so excited to have you and to pick your brain on some images. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Angelica is the owner of A Little Taste of Heaven Photography based in Houston, Texas. And you can find her online on her website, alittletasteofheavenphotography.com, her Facebook page under the same name, and on Instagram at alto_photography. Angelica runs a full-service studio where she specializes in her newborn portraiture, but she also travels on location for all of her maternity, Fresh 48, birth, and family work. So she truly is a specialist in the first year. You do it all.
That's right. That's right. I enjoy first year life portrait.
Angelica, the purpose of Feedback Fridays is for the membership to get to know you as a judge, a little bit about your photographic eye and perspective. So can you share a little bit about what to you makes a great image?
Sure. To me, I love great lighting. I love clean images. I love, of course, having a sharp image. I love emotive images. But yeah, mostly just great lighting is a make or break for me. So that's something that I will definitely be looking at.
Yes, I feel I'm the same. I have a similar viewpoint as you were. Lighting strikes me first and before everything else.
Yes.
So let's start with the feedback portion. So we have many images for Angelica today. And I just want to tell our members that we do try to keep it to around five to six images per judge. And we were on track to do that for Angelica until this week. For some reason, we had a huge influx of submissions. So we had 5 for Sharmika and then 5 for Brian, and I had planned 5 for Angelica, and then this week happened. So thank you so much, everyone, for submitting. We may not be able to get to everyone today, but what we will do is to get to every photographer, at least one image per photographer who submitted today. And if we have some time, we may get to a second or third image by the photographers that submitted. Okay, so let's go through the images. I'm going to share my screen with Angelica and the audience, and then we will start our feedback portion. Okay, so Angelica, are you seeing this?
I am.
Okay, so we'll go through each image. You can provide some feedback and commentary, and I may chime in with a little bit as well. And yeah, take it away.
All right. Well, I think this is an absolutely beautiful image. I love the lighting on it, nice soft shadows. I don't really see a whole lot that I would change besides maybe evening out the skin tone a little bit more. And then I am a stickler for flat fingers, so if it would have been my baby, I would have definitely been flattening the fingers just to make it look a little bit more relaxed, but overall, amazing image. You rocked it.
Do you have any tips for maybe photographers who are starting out with posed newborn photography in how to get those fingers flat? Do you have any quick sage advice?
Yes, so it's really just take your time. Typically what I'll do is I will stick my index finger in between their hands. That's going to make them that is going to make them grab on pretty quickly. And then I'll just let them hold, and I just kind of roll my finger up their cheek until their hands relax.
Oh, that is a really good tip. So being patient and taking your time, I think that's great advice. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have this maternity image. What are your thoughts on this one?
I think it looks gorgeous. I love the contrast. I like the highlighted belly. I don't really have much critique on this image at all. I think it's gorgeous.
I also think it's really gorgeous. I wonder though, when I first looked at it, I noticed the fabric first before the mom.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if just maybe softening or
Bring it
darkening the fabric or lightening mom a little bit more would make her stand out
off.
first.
I agree.
But that was my initial thought when I looked at this. But yes, I thought it was very, very beautifully done with the fabric and the editing. I'm not sure if they made the fabric look like that through editing or if they used some kind of wind.
Overlay. Yeah, I know it looks really nice.
Yes.
Um,
Okay, let's move on to this posed newborn.
this is also a really great image. You guys are making it easy on me. I love not, lighting is nice. Fingers look relaxed. Face looks relaxed. I think you did a great job. I am a
Yes,
sucker for monochromatic images, so I think this is right up my alley.
mm-hmm. I also love the similar tones. It really allows the focus to be on the baby.
Exactly.
Yes. If I had to say anything, I'm just looking at, I don't know if it's tilted or the angle, it makes it look a little bit tilted to me, but then I'm looking at the legs and they are straight. So there's something about the tilting or the angle that is not sitting too comfortable with me, but
Right. I'm not sure if
not
it's just
sure.
maybe it's propped in it. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Say it, I see it slightly.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I can see all the fingers and baby looks very relaxed.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so well done. We'll move on to our next one. A little newborn, little nugget here.
Yes. Very nice job as well. One of the first thing that stands out to me is oversized props. So when you are investing in accessories and things like that, just kind of be very careful because it can swallow up baby.
Mm-hmm.
Very bulky. So that would be something that I would definitely be paying attention to when, especially when posing and swaddling. You never want them to look too big for their images. You want them to still look small and fresh and new. So that would be something that I would definitely pay a little bit more attention to. Um,
Do you mean the size of the bonnet in relation to the baby's head, that it looks a little large?
yes.
Okay.
And even the wrapping. Just be careful about the bulk around the neck. I would have brought it down a little bit more so that baby was more of a round shape versus that oval kind of look so they don't look so long.
Mm-hmm. And what do you feel about the placement of the baby? Oh, I am just now, sorry, after looking at it, noticing that it is a heart.
Yes.
I apologize to this maker. I didn't notice it. I thought it was a large wrap, and I didn't understand why the baby was placed so high up on the image. And now I see it,
It's
that
a
it's a heart. Okay, I get it now. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
oh my goodness, so cute.
That smile.
I always love a baby smile. I think this is a great image. I think, again, like I said, I'm a sucker for monochromatic, so I love all the pastel tones. Um, again, baby looks relaxed. I like the composition. Um, watch the hands. That backhand. There's a whole lot of fingers. So if I had to say one thing, it would be flatten those fingers and get them tucked under the cheeks, where you just see two fingers from each hand.
Okay. Oh, two fingers from each hand. Oh, very interesting. Yes, I love the lighting on this. This is the first thing that stuck out to me. Yeah, and then the colors and the expression, and even the direction of the lighting is beautiful and very flattering.
Exactly. Nice soft.
Yes, great lighting job. Okay, and I think we have one more here. What's
Super
the name of this pose again when they're up like this? I know you do quite a lot of this one.
potato. This is the potato.
Potato.
Um, so for this image, great job on getting a pretty round baby. One of the things I will say is first thing that I noticed was the cloning. So be careful with the repetitive cloning in the background.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Then
yes.
as far as baby, baby looks kind of smushed or like slouched down. So that either means that you needed a little bit more support um, or you, yeah, it's most likely just support. You needed a little bit more support and tilt baby back just slightly so that the chin is out. Um, Another thing that I noticed is that baby looks a little bit gray, so I would have probably warmed up baby and just brought a little bit more light back into light and life back into the baby.
Okay. How would a photographer or a assistant support have the chin come out more? Would they just raise the head with one of their hands, or how does that work?
So typically when I do this wrap, I do it with a total of 3 wraps. So baby is very, very secure and supported. And
Oh,
so the first thing that I'm going to do is tuck the hands, bring the elbows by the shoulders and bring the hands right up under the chin, making sure to keep the head back and up. This is also going to make sure that they stay comfortable and breathing well and things like that. And that we don't have any pressure on the neck and shoulders.
hmm.
So if we're doing it by composite, you would have someone hold the top of the head, tilt the chin up, and then have someone hold at the chest and tilt the chin up as well. Um, and you do that by just leaning the baby back ever so slightly and shooting from above.
Oh, I see. Okay, good tips for this photographer. I also noticed the background and foreground to it doesn't blend very well from the light to the dark. It's quite bright for me in the bottom right hand corner, and then it gets all of a sudden midway through the image very dark.
Mhm.
So just the I'm not I think with the lighting perhaps they can feather it a little bit more so that it's from the light to the shadows it's a bit more um, of a softer transition.
You got it.
All right, so that brings us to the last one of the first group we had planned with Priscilla, and we got those were just beautiful images and we got through them pretty quickly, so I think we'll do a few more. How do you feel about it, Angelica?
I'm totally down with it.
Okay, so let me see if I will, if it'll allow me to do that or not. Okay, okay, I'm back, and then I'm going to try to share my screen again. Okay, just bear with me for a second. Okay, I have got just a few more images up, and I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, do we see the baby on the scale?
I see it.
Okay, so let's do 3 more.
And let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
First thing I see with this image is I'm not sure if it's a composite or not, but if it is, job well done with blending. But I do see baby's skin is very magenta, so I would probably, you know, warm up baby. Baby looks very gray magenta to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as the pose, I definitely would have brought baby's head and feet up just a little bit so that baby is not so flat and looks more curled. Um, and again, maybe that's just personal preference. But those are the first things that stood out for me.
Mm-hmm. Um, I see what you were saying with the colors and also the posing. Um, and I noticed that the background I find a little bit distracting to me because I see it's wood at the bottom, and then
Just
it just really turns into a solid color.
right.
Yes.
Not a very
So,
easy drop off.
pardon me?
I said not a very easy drop off.
No. So I'm wondering if maybe the floor drop ended and the photographer was trying to create some a background. But yes, it's, I think it's the lack of shadow maybe in the background. It's just a little bit, it looks like this baby on the prop was just placed almost on a digital image, even though it probably isn't, but that's what it looks like to me, just because it's such a solid,
It's very flat.
uniform color
Mhm.
at the top, on the top half of the image. So I would look into maybe changing the blending of that, um, if you were to revise this, for this photographer. Okay, let's move on to this one. Oh my goodness, look at those gorgeous lips.
Oh my gosh, the cheeks and the lips, I can't stand it. So cute. I love the color. I think the lighting is very nice and soft. I love the nice drop off of shadow. Um, there's not much to say with the image. Job well done. I would have gave not so tight of a crop. And now again, that's maybe personal preference, but I would have loved to see just a little bit more of the background, as well as I would have brought that forearm down, just so we don't see so much hand, just right there on camera. So, because that was kind of the first thing I saw was hand and fingers, besides his cheeks and lips. So cute. I
Mm-hmm.
think you did a great job.
I also love the tones. I love the blue and the grayish blue. That's the fabric backdrop. And I totally agree with you about the crop. It's not close, but it's not far. It's kind of very right on the edge for me. So I would either I zoom out a little bit, crop a little wider so we could see the top of his hair, and have a little breathing space between the bottom of the wrap and the bottom of the image.
Yeah.
Well, beautifully lit. Okay, and we'll end with this one.
So cute. I think this is a great image. Baby is gorgeous. One thing that I do notice is that we have some gray purplish fingers going on. So I would definitely warm up the image. Her whole skin tone looks a little gray to me. I also would just watch your fingers when you are placing them. Again, I stick with that 2-finger rule on each hand, stacking them. That will also help you with when you are placing baby's head on one side or the other, so that her head is more centered. It helps to balance.
Mm-hmm. Do you find the head looks a little forward to you? It looks a bit forward to me. Like I feel like it should be a little bit.
Tilted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And again has to do with the top hand, the fingers being forward. That just brings her cheeks and face a little bit forward. So if you just make sure to take the extra time to go ahead and place those fingers right on top of each other, that will help to lean baby back some.
Mm-hmm.
To do much extra posing or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And as for the lighting, what do you feel about the lighting? Do you like it as it is? I find it a little bright on one side of the baby's face and dark on the other half.
Right.
But it is a dramatic look. So maybe this is what the photographer was going for. What are your thoughts?
I think I kind of agree. Overall, I probably would have lightened it just a smidge, just to even out the skin tone altogether.
Mm-hmm. But beautifully done. The wrap kind of regret in the background, fading into the background, I think is very well done. And this watercolor art around baby is beautiful.
I love it.
I love it too. Yeah, the props and the color, the treatment of color is beautiful here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I recognize the name Priscilla. She always submits to these Feedback Fridays, and she's a very talented photographer.
Awesome. I love to hear that.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of this. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to add, which I forgot to talk about I think it was the potato sack pose back a couple of images. If a photographer plans to submit that image for accreditation, I believe they have to also submit a behind the scenes to show that baby was supported.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just wanted to mention that because I don't think I don't do those poses personally. Maybe you can speak to that, but I think for that type of pose where baby is just upright,
Mm-hmm.
it should always be supported by somebody, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So make sure you send those behind the scenes. Okay, so I'm going to stop the sharing. So that brings us to the end of the feedback portion. Thanks for all that critique and commentary, Angelica, and thank you to the makers. We are sorry we didn't get to all of them, but hopefully we got to, we got to many. So yes, and it was very helpful. I would love to wrap up today by talking about your mentoring work, Angelica. If you haven't checked out her work, it is her Instagram is beautiful. Her website has a beautiful portfolio, and I didn't know until very recently that she did birth photography and Fresh 48 photography, and she has some stunning videos on her website of that genre. And she's, I mean, I know you say you specialize in newborn, but I think you really specialize in all of it.
Thank you.
Yes. So you've done workshops for the Baby Belly Summit, and you host some two private Facebook groups for students as well as first year of life photographers, and you do in-person and online mentoring. So can you tell us a little bit about what one can expect in a mentoring or a workshop with you?
Sure. So it just depends. So online is you will be watching me for the first part of the session. I typically will do 1 to 2 newborns. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to see my workflow, how I set up. Um, you'll get my behind the scenes stuff. So prep guides, questionnaires, exactly how I prepare my clients, the whole nine. So you kind of just see the process of how I get it done and try to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yes.
And then we schedule another date for online mentoring. And then we do this on the flip side. I get to watch you. I will be guiding you
Oh,
and
wow.
helping you, critiquing and giving you advice on how you can speed up your workflow. Again, this is a great time to ask questions, but this time you have your hands on the baby. And I just get to be focused on helping you. So I think that's kind of what is different with my online mentoring is that not only do you get to watch me, but you also get the chance to watch and do it yourself as well. As far as in person, it's the exact same thing, except you are here. You get to see everything live in action. And then you also get hands-on training as well. So not only do I do a baby, you do 2 newborns. If you're one-on-one, you're getting 2 newborn trainings with your hands-on baby.
Mm-hmm.
2-in-1s, it's typically 1 baby each. And it just kind of goes on. But I definitely truly believe in hands-on training because I believe I can't figure out where you need help or where you're already excelling if I can't see you in motion. And so that's pretty big to me and something that sets me apart is that I really love hands-on training. I like for you guys to get in there and do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, and then as far as my mentoring groups, we do have a private mentoring group for past students. And then I also have the Circle of Life Collective, which is for all photographers, first year life photographers. And we just talk about all things newborn, maternity, business, the whole nine. It's just a great community to ask questions, get feedback, and grow.
Yes, I came across the community and I wasn't sure if it was exclusive to past students or not, so I hesitated to click the button. But I, I will not hesitate when I go back on my Facebook. Yes, I know you mentioned just a little bit there about mentoring and talking about running a business, and just a quick look at your Facebook page and just your presence online. You seem to be an amazing businesswoman. It sounds like you are charging what you are worth and you're an advocate for others to also charge what they're worth, charge what they need to make a living wage in this industry. And I think that's phenomenal.
Exactly. I'm definitely a proponent of pricing for profit. Because what we do is not easy. It's time consuming. And if I'm going to be away from my family, you're definitely going to pay me for it.
Exactly. Yes. I've heard one photographer call that there's a certain amount it will take me to want to put on my bra and leave the house. So yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. Well, let's end on one more thing that I read while scrolling through your Instagram this week. And that is that you are a, quote, faithful napper.
For sure. Every day.
Every day.
I will get me at least a 30-minute power nap. I don't care where I'm at.
Wow. Is this in the afternoon, or how do you do it? What's the secret?
I just will take a nap. Like, my family knows. Like, I don't care where I'm at. If I'm at the studio, I will snuggle up on my couch. If I'm at home, the kids, hey.
Wow.
And for yourself, you guys are good. Everybody's fed. I'm taking my nap.
I am impressed. Wow. I mean, I can't even imagine. It must be something that you schedule in. Is it the same time every day?
It's really not. It's just where I can get it in. But I find that I'm so much more productive whenever I can get that power nap in and get rest, because I do all the things, and it's just me with my kids for the most part. And so I need that little break and mental recharge.
Yes. I think this is one of your secrets to your success, the napping every day.
Everybody is like so surprised when I say that, but I'm telling you the truth. I really am.
It is. Fantastic. That's advice we should all take. Something we should all strive for. Yes. A nap per day. We would all be so much happier. Everyone would be so much happier. Well, thank you again, Angelica, for joining us. And we will see you again during the judging event sometime in the fall.
Yes, so excited. Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay.